Hey, folks, thanks for joining me this afternoon to learn how these interest rates really work. So if you're, do me a favor, if you're doing Google searches and that's what you're really trying to find mortgage rates for, please stop, because it is, I just spent the last 3 hours, I didn't know what you guys go through when you're looking at mortgage rates, because you're going to see these rates that are just crazy. Here's what actually created this show. The thumbnail you saw just a little bit ago, I was doing thumbnails the other night, and the thumbnail creator just created this thing. And I'm like, that's genius. Because every day I try to come in and explain to you guys what's going on with rates, the whys behind it. We come in on Wednesdays and show you guys behind the scenes on what's going on, things like that. But I didn't know what you guys went through. So I just want to go over, and I'm structured today. Yeah, I'm not going to go off on a tangent today. So I'm structured today. So I want to go through, first off, don't use Google. Please don't use Google, because then you're going to start getting all those cookies dropped on your computer. And then all you're going to get is ads and ads and ads. And please don't click like LendingTree or Bankrate.com. I'll get to that in a minute. So let's get over to this thing. Thanks for joining me, folks. My name is Dan Frio. I'm the host of the Rate Update. I'm actually a mortgage advisor as well. So if you need some help with a mortgage, I'll give you my information at the end. But I try to explain rates to you guys. And this is the confusing part. When you see things like this over here, and here's what I mean by this. Here's what I always say. Remember Sesame Street? I don't know if you guys watched that or not. I used to, but they always said, you see all these things, and there'll be 5 things, and then the 5 fruits, and then 1 car. And there's like, well, what's the difference here? And I'm like, okay. So this is kind of what I mean with rates. So if you're doing Google searches, you're going to come up with things like this. Here's what I did. Okay, so I put in earlier today, mortgage rates. It can come up with all kind of stuff through here. So I'm going through here. I'm like, okay, what am I looking for? Because I want to put myself in your shoes. I'm looking to buy, I'm looking to refinance, right? That's why you're watching this video. So now what rate do you really qualify for? So I'm going to show you the tricks that all these marketing companies use. And yes, 90% of the things you're seeing online, they're just marketing. And I'll show it to you here in a second. Then we're going to go over the most efficient way to really do all this. And then when you get a couple offers, if you do, how do you really compare them? And you're going to get 100 pages of things from your lender once they pull your credit and all that stuff. There's 3 pages in there that I want you to look at. So without further ado, thanks for joining me. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Just give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you're maybe a realtor or loan officer. I got a bunch of tools for you guys. You're not using them. Folks, they're free. Okay, they're free. I'll show you in a little bit some mortgage calculators. These are, if you're self-employed, what income is used if you're trying to buy a home? Okay, well, I give you the calculators. If you're looking for a reverse mortgage, I did a reverse mortgage seminar the other day. It was wonderful. Not a ton of people were there, but 90% of the people didn't have a clue on what was going on because they don't understand it. So let's get back to mortgage rates. Got to get back to my script. Okay, so I'm going to go and say mortgage rates. I want mortgage rates today, I guess, because I don't really care about what's going to happen tomorrow. You might not be in Illinois. Mortgage rates 2026. I don't know. Let's just click this. Okay, so here's what you're going to get right through here. Here's all this stuff you're going to get. Let's get over to this piece of it. So here is what you see. The first thing you're going to see here is mortgage rates. This is Yahoo Finance. I use them. Yeah, I use them all the time. Mortgage rates dropped to the lowest level in nearly 4 years. Is that true? I'll show you a chart here in a little bit to really say. A lot of this stuff, again, it's marketing to have you click. So let's get down through here. I want to see where are rates. Just so you guys know, a lot of these things at the top, a lot of them are paid. Like we use Mortgage News Daily. That's what we use every day when I go over rates with you guys. Okay, so it's top of the heat. They give you estimates on where most likely the rates are all over the country. They survey lenders all over the country, and they come out and they say, this is the average rates of all these things. So you got to remember, some are going to be higher, some are going to be lower. But here's the thing that gets a little concerning. Let's go to Bankrate.com. I didn't set this up. I just Google searched it. Okay, you saw me live. Let's go to it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to get is here. Okay, I want to compare my mortgage. Now, I'm putting myself in your shoes. Let me know if you guys want me to click any buttons here. But let's say a lot of people are looking to refinance right now. It is coming season that people should be looking to buy. If you're looking to buy, that's the spring season. Usually right after Super Bowl, everything goes crazy. I think we got last week, I think we had there's between 7 and 10 contracts. It was a huge week. But let's say we're trying to help home buyers right now, or homeowners right now refinance. So we go over here, we click this and say, now it sent me off on this other tangent earlier, but here, let's go through this. Now, the first thing I want you to do, stop here. Okay, let's think of that Sesame Street thing. Okay, let me know if I pulled the mic too far away. Just give me a thumbs down if we go a little too far. Okay, so here's what I want you to see. Okay, Optimum. Never heard of them. I have heard of Sage because they're in every one of these advertisements. Okay, so you look at this as 498. Fantastic. Okay, but here's the thing. Go over to Mortgage News Daily. The 30-year fix there, and this is an average. They survey lenders all over the country, is 6.05. So you go over to here, and you're like, well, how can this place give me a rate at under 5%? Hell, I'll take that rate. Well, you go over, and if you scan out a little bit, you can start seeing how and why and all the fine print over through here. It's hard to do it on the screen, but if I show you this over here, this is coming with $8,000 in fees. Okay, so if you don't want to pay fees, what's the rate going to be? Well, probably the same as the other place. But you go down through here, look at this one. This is 499. This is a little bit better. And then you go down through 4.6. Holy, real genuous. Their closing costs and things are, there's a 7th. So why aren't they at top? I don't know. And this is where I went through it with you guys. I was like, okay, now what do I do? So, and then I went back. I'm like, okay, that is way confusing. I still don't know where. So now let's just go to U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank, one of the biggest banks out there. Click there. Let me see what their rates look like. Okay, we're looking to refinance. Refinance rates today, 5.625. Wow, still, that's good. Okay, I'm going directly to the bank. That might help me get more details. Let's see what this says. Okay, the more details. We're going to go down through here, and this is a 45-day lock, loan approval. APR, this is really what I want you guys to look at. So then they say the APR, and they break it down, and then where's my fees and everything? So let's go down through here, because that's what I want to know. Okay, the rate sounds great, and this is where you guys get stuck. You don't ask the next question. What are the fees? Okay, so that's what I really want you guys to understand. So 90% of this stuff is just marketing. They're just getting you to click, 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 click. You're so far into it, you think, oh, it's U.S. Bank. They got my best interest in their case. Well, they're trying, but they have limited products. So do you use that bank? Maybe you use your credit union. Who do you use? Well, let's get to the next step of this. So we just went over stop searching Google. I'll check off that. Let's go over to what creates your rate. So the first thing is you have to understand what your rate consists of. Because if you have an 800 credit score, mine's 620. I got a lot of credit card debt. You've never missed a payment in your life. I got a couple car payments I missed. I shouldn't get the same rate as you. Well, some people think that way. But you shouldn't get the same rate as me because you've paid everything as a shot. So what do you qualify for? That's what we really need to understand. So let me get over to this thing. It's called loan level price adjustments. I'm not going to give you a dissertation on this. I'm just going to show you the little pieces of the puzzle that really make a difference when it comes to the rate that you qualify for. So let's go through here. Some of the biggest things that really matter, if you look here, is your credit score. You know, if you have a 780 credit score, you're going to get cream of the crop. If you're down at 620, you're going to get a rate much higher than a person with a 780 credit score. That's just how it works. Then you go down through here. Here's the other pieces of the puzzle. A lot of people just don't understand. Let me see if I can zoom this up without losing it. Down through here. What kind of property do you have? And I say this a lot of times, and I think sometimes people are like, I don't understand what you mean. Well, is it a condo? Is it an investment property? Is it a second home? Manufactured home? 2 or 4 unit? High balance ARM? Subordination finance? Do you have any of these adjustments to your rate? You probably don't know. So that's where you try to go out there and you figure out, okay, I'm going to plug in all these details, and then you're going to get all these quotes. Here, I got one thing. This is a public service announcement. I don't sell this. I don't care what you do, but this right here, opt-out pre-screener. I want you to understand this. If you're a realtor, even if you're a loan officer, please tell your clients about this. I didn't create it. This was created by the credit agencies. What happens? What happens when I pull your credit for a mortgage, or anybody else out there that pulls your credit for a mortgage or a car loan? Okay, what happens is it gives, I'll just say, the credit agencies the right to sell your data. Okay, so if you want to stop that, kind of like the do not call list, go to this, opt-out pre-screeners, pre-screen, I thought it was screens, prescreen.com. Just sign up for it. I think I went down through here and I elected the, let's see through here. I clicked here. You can do an option that's, I don't know, mail in. I don't want to mail it in because then I don't know if they get it or not. So I just clicked the electronic one, filled it out, and that's what I did. Here's what this does. I had one client, and some people, I always ask them, did you fill it out? Did you fill it out? One guy said, nah. He called me the next day and said, dude, I got 35 calls. So, especially if you're a loan officer out there, you don't want all people like me soliciting your clients. So, tell your borrowers about this. Okay, so that's the LLPAs. So those are all the adjustments that you have when it comes to all this stuff. So your credit score is the biggest thing, and what they call your loan to value. We go back up through here, and you're going to see right across the top, this is actually what they call the loan to value. So how much money did you put down? That's up through there. Okay, so those are the criteria behind it. The good news behind all this is I got a video coming out Saturday. I had it actually professionally done, kind of, sort of. It was just $20, but it is launching on Saturday. So check it out. Here's what we do. I went over to the CFPB and I went line by line, because every person that we start a loan with, as soon as they get the loan estimate, and this is what you're going to get when you apply for a loan, folks. Okay, so you put in your application. So let's say you're already screened through. You're putting your application in with us, because let me explain what I do. So who do you go to? You go to the bank, your credit union, whomever. Well, when you go to that bank, you're getting their approval, like, where we were, U.S. Bank. You're getting approved by them that day, and you get their rate sheet for that day. Okay, that's all the stuff that they can offer you. You go to your credit union. They're awesome. They treat you well. They know you. They're in your local community. They do a fantastic job. But here's what we do. Instead of how do you shop? Well, you're going to go to the credit union, then you're going to go to the bank, and then you're going to go to Wells Fargo, then you're going to go to Rocket Mortgage. I hope you don't go to Rocket Mortgage or Rate.com. So, you're going to go to some of those places. Please don't, because then you have to get, all these other quotes. What we do here is it's one application, one credit pool. We're going to really, pull your credit, and then we're going to compare your loan with a whole bunch of different lenders. We're not here for that. We're here for these things. So here's what I want to explain to you. When you put in your application for your mortgage, you're going to get a package. It's probably going to be like 80 pages long. Okay, there's 3 pages in there I want you to grab. It's called the loan estimate. Okay, this is where it all lives. This is all you care about. You don't care what they had on their advertisements, or, this is kind of where. No, this is the numbers, folks. So what I want to do just briefly with you is go through these line items with you just real fast, and show you the areas you really need to focus in on. And then the areas that there's no need to even really monitor, because they're monitored by regulations. Okay, so I'm going to show you those here in a second. So I'll go through it briefly. But here's the loan estimate. Again, this is the most important thing. The first thing right at the top, this is number 1 on the page of the CFPB, your name. Okay, please make sure you type your name in right. I got in an argument with one lady one time. She was adamant that I messed up her name, and I'm like, you put in the application. I even showed her the URL link that did it all. Whatever. So make sure you put in your information here. Then it's going to go through your address and everything else, and then what's going to do is go over your what kind of loan are you getting? Is it an FHA? Are you buying a house? Is how much money you putting down? All those things through there. Then it's going to give you the loan amount. All right, then it's going to give you the rate. Okay, this rate and these payments right through here. This is the rate, and this is what your payment's going to be without taxes and interest and everything else. But again, this is just a rate. We're okay. That's the rate they quote us. There's so much more to this story. Okay, so let's go down. So if you got a $162,000 loan with a rate at 3.875, this is from the CFPB, folks, not from me. Your payment would be $761.78. That's just for the loan. Okay, but when you buy a house, there's other things. And they're called, basically, we call it the escrow. If in most cases, most people are required, because a lot of people don't put down 20%. So you're required to what they call escrow. That's putting in your loan to pay your real estate taxes and your homeowners insurance as they come due. So we have to add to this payment every month what those numbers would be. So what we do is we get your homeowners insurance and we get your real estate tax bill. We add those up and divide it by 12. Then add that to the payment. That number drops in right down through here. Okay, this is what's called your escrow. So make sure you look at this. It should be accurate. This is where D.R. Horton got in a huge amount of trouble. They were selling homes to people, but what they were doing here is they were using a tax bill based on the raw land, and they got the people in the home, they got them qualified. But what happened was, think of when they build on your lot. The lot value is what, $5,000, but once you build the house, it's worth $500,000. Okay, so they were paying taxes on just the lot. Then once these people start getting payments after like 12 months, their taxes got reassessed and their house payments went up $5, $6, $7, maybe $1,000 a month because they were way underassessed. So if you see this number, you might say, okay, that number's fantastic. Please be careful because it might be completely wrong. Okay, and this is an area where I'm going to show you here in a second where you really, really need to pay attention to. Down through here, this is going to tell you how much money this loan is costing you. It is a little bit, I won't say deceptive, because some of these, what they call charges, is basically money to pre-fund your escrow. So let's get over to the next page. And folks, I know I was talking about how do you get what rate, but all these, what I want to explain to you guys is at the start of this is where, how you figure out what kind of rate you're going to get. Okay. But once you get that rate quote and they tell you all this stuff, that's great. Write it down, get an email, but then you're going to get the disclosure package. This is the biggest piece of that package. Okay. So page 2, this, I can't zoom it in because I lose it off the screen, I think. Let me try it. It is the most important. I don't care about really any of the other pages. Right here. I'm sorry. It's perfect. Right through here. All I ever tell people is this. When you call me, I'm like, I don't care about, give me the rates, and then let's go to page 2, section A. That's all I want to know. And here it is. This is where everything is told. Okay, they're going to tell you the origination fee. Is there an origination fee? Okay, you're paying 0.25 in loan amount points. What is it? I don't know. It's $400. Application fee, $300. Underwriting fee, $1,097. Everybody has these. No, everybody doesn't have these. And then what is a point? Oh, that's just to get you a little bit better rate. Don't go for that. What's my rate without all this crap? That's what you really want to know. Okay, so that's the biggest piece of the puzzle I want to show you guys there. Let's scroll down a little bit. Now, here's an area, this area is, you can't do anything about it. I'll put it that way. We have to order an appraisal. We have as the lender, or whoever lender you goes through, they have to order the appraisal on your behalf. Okay, so that's a set fee. We use companies. There's major companies throughout the whole country we all have to use. So these prices are all pretty much the same everywhere you go. So the appraisal, credit report, there's 3 or 4 credit agencies in the country as well. So all these are basically predetermined numbers by states, regulations, and things like that. But then you go down through here, and here's things you can shop for. Okay, but in most cases, when you're buying a house, you're stuck using the builder, maybe the seller, and they determine this. And when you're buying your house, this area could be huge. These numbers could be 3, 4, 5, 6. I've seen these at $10,000. But when you're refinancing, usually these are a fraction of what they are. Like in Illinois, if I were to buy my house, this would probably be $8,000, $9,000. I'm refinancing, it's $995. So this is an area too where you can shop. But here's what I want you to understand. Companies will deceive you here. They'll just come in here and say, okay, well, Dan, I know he's going to send the disclosures. They're going to be accurate. So I know they're going to be $3,198. Well, here, I'm going to beat Dan's quote. I'm going to go in here and just fudge the title search. Let's make that $100. Okay? They can do that because I don't know what title company you're using, nor do they. So it's legal. Yeah, it's legal. Is it ethical? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be as accurate as I can with you guys because you're at the final end of this. You're going to get the final numbers, and the last thing I want is you mad at me and start posting that Dan's he didn't do what he said he was going to do. Okay, so then you get down through here, and you're going to see what the total loan costs are. All right. So then let's get over to this side, and here's some other areas. The recording fees and the government transfer fees. So what happens is, shoot, you guys can't see that. My apologies. These are recordings. So what we do is we take your deeds and your mortgages down to the courthouse and we get them filed. All right, that's that section there. So it is whatever your state fees. The next piece is your prepaids. This is your homeowner's insurance. This is the escrow section I was talking about. We have to pre-fund your loan. So what happens is, let's think of it this way, and this is where it gets a little bit confusing. I'm going to try to make it as easy as I can. Let's say your homeowner's insurance runs from January to January, okay? But you refinance you refinance in June. Okay, so half of the year is paid for, the other half isn't. Okay, so what happen is when you refinance, we might have to hold some extra money because you might not have enough in that account when your tax bill comes due. So when your tax bill comes due next year, are we going to have enough in your account at that time? Because normally when you close on your home or you refinance, you have two months usually. You don't have to make a payment. So I think that's 2 months that you're not going to make a payment that should be added into your escrow that's not. So that's why we have to pre-fund it into this. So this is another number where people can come in and say, okay, Dan's going to disclose 6 months. I'm going to disclose 1. I beat Dan. I can just say, okay, I got the same rate as Dan, but his title fees are $1,000 more than me, and his escrow fees are $1,000 more than me too. I beat him by $2,000. And then when you go to the closing, the numbers were exactly what I told you at the beginning. So the next thing is down through here, we continue on with the escrows. You will have title and an owner's title policy that you are welcome to buy. That's going to be presented to you by the title agencies. And then down through here, here's another big piece of the equation, lender credits. Okay, now this is huge when it comes to if you're building a house or if you're using a broker. A lot of times we'll broker loans. Okay, so what will happen is I always tell people most of the time your Section 8 up here, it's going to be 0. Most of the times when we do this, you don't want to pay fees. And there's sometimes where you might have, you might pay some fees because if it makes sense. There's sometimes we might be able to buy down your rate another 1/8% for $100 or $200. I'd buy it down. No, in a heartbeat. And I'll explain to you why. But what you'll see a lot of times up through here is you'll see, oh, there's a $4,000 fee, broker fee. Dan, what are you doing to me? Well, go down through here and you'll see a lender credit. Basically what it's saying is the lender is actually giving you a credit to cover that cost. Okay, so when we explain these in the videos that we send you guys. And then down through here, it's basically just a combination of all those numbers. So let's rewind a little bit. You started going down this search and you're like, okay, these Google searches they're pretty cool. Rates seem to be fantastic. But then once you go down that pigeonhole, you're like, okay, I'm stuck. Okay, so now what do I do? So I use my bank. Who do I use? This is where we come into play again. What we do is we get you approved, and then we scan over. We're set up with about 40 different lenders. This is what we're going to do. We're going to scan all over the place because we want to know what your rate is at that moment. So that's what we do here at our place. So how do you shop it? We went over that. Loan estimates, we went over that. What do you do now? What do you guys do now? Look, so let me know any questions that you guys have. If you're a realtor, loan officer, you're a customer, will you 184. What do we got here, buddy? Let me know any questions that you guys got. My whole goal today by the end of this was for you to understand these rates and so forth. We'll go a little bit further. I do have some calculators for you guys. Hold on a minute. They're free, folks. Gobble them up while you can. They were posted about 2 weeks ago. I want you guys to test them. Let me know what you think. If there's some flaws you're seeing in there, email me. Let me know. But take them up here. I'll just show you that before we go to any questions. Go to it, and they're down below. Let me see if I can show you the link. This is what you're going to see. Renovations. Oh, this was announced yesterday. We just got a new renovation loan. You can go up to 125% of the house's value and renovate your house. Now, no, we're not going to truly 125% of your home's value. Again, it's marketing, folks. You can see right there, right? 125%. I get people pissed off and they'll call me, Dan, why are you doing loans at 125%? Yeah, you can't judge a book by its cover, like we always say. When you look at it, you go up to 125% of your current value, but you have to be renovating your house, like putting on an addition, so your house is worth more money at that point, up to 125% of the current home value. So you want that appreciation you can use in these loans. But what you do is you just go down through here. There is one here. Let me find you the one that is all, this one right here. The all access one. Just grab it. I think there is everything. There's basically everything in that one. I don't know why this isn't working. I'll go in and fix these icons in there. But take them, Dan. Or take them, Dan. Use promo code Dan. Capital D, capital A, capital N. Gobble them up. There is some cool ones in here. The eligibility calculator. This goes through if you're trying to figure out what program is best for you. You run these things. It's really cool. My son created most of these. They're awesome. There's no charge for them. Donate $1. He spent. I can say at least 100 hours or so on these things. Does it make sense to refinance? Check out the calculators through here. Let's just go through one real quick. That's that. I can show you the back. I won't go through the calculator with you. Let's get over to here. The opt-out pre-screener. We went through that. We went through the calculators. We went through this, the loan estimate. That. What else do we have to go through? My website. If you're a homeowner right now, if you want me to track the rates for you, okay, go right up through there. and put in your, I am so sorry, will you? You've been here for a while. I'll get to you in 1 second. I popped up on the screen and forgot about you. If you're a homeowner right now and want me to track rates for you, put your information up right up in the RateWatch. What I want you to do is, I don't sell the data. I'm going to monitor rates for you because that's all I do all day long. And when rates hit a certain percentage of what you want, we added to it recently from the difference between RateWatch 2.0 and RateWatch 2.1. I put in AI just to impress people. And I don't think it's impressing anybody. But you can put in there, Dan, if I want my rates at 7.5. I'd love it when rates get to 5.5, but if I can save $500 a month, it would work. A lot of people don't realize you don't need that big of an adjustment on your rate to save $500. Our average person right now is saving 1.33 on the rate and $544 in their monthly payments. Check it out. I mean, that's what the true numbers are behind the scenes right now. So let's see. 30-year conventional, 400 sales price, $55,000 down, $9,500 gross. Single family. I'm not doing rates today. Sorry about that. But here's what you can do. Email me. Email me your specifics. Let me know. Or if you have a loan estimate, here's a good point. This is perfect timing. If you have, if you have a rate quote right now, I know this looks pretty crappy. I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to change our logo because the one I had last time, it was 15 years old, I think. If you currently have a quote right now and you want us to review it with the 30 lenders we use, upload it right here. It's called Loan Estimate Review. What we'll do is we're going to do a video, and that's exactly what I need. Will you 84 is put your information in here or upload your loan estimate. We're going to send a video back for you. What we do need is exactly what you gave me. What your loan estimate doesn't give me is your credit score. I think it pretty much gives me everything else. Your value, the purchase. Yeah, it pretty much gives us everything else. So give us what your credit score is. And we can help you on those. We do have some calculators here, but please go to the link down below and grab those ones. Those are most beneficial to you. So I apologize. I wasn't doing rates today. I was just here to explain to you guys the differences in all these things. So if you guys have any questions out there, please let me know. But let's get over to here so we can conclude the day while you're with me. Let's just see how the day finished today. I'm going to bring up the bond market while you guys are here with me. So I'll show you guys what I do with the closing bell, or every morning I come in here and say, okay, here's what the markets are doing. Jump into my dashboard view, go over to here, fill this out. Okay, mortgage bonds today. Well, let's go over to the news real quick. Here's some exciting news we got today, actually. Jobless claims. Last reading, 227,000 new claims were filed. Actually, it was upgraded to 229, came to 206. Daggone it, what did I just do? And then we want to show continued claims. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Jobless claims, continued claims. Right, my apologies, right below it. It was previously 1.852. It went to 1.869. Pre that number is 1.62, so it was right in line to where we were expecting here. Here's an interesting piece of the puzzle that came in this afternoon. Philly Fed prices paid. Prices paid. Think of that. How much prices we paid, aka inflation? 46 to 38. That's a pretty darn good number. So based on some of this, doesn't look like a bad day. Let's see what the bond market's doing. So here's what we follow today on the bond market. This is the MBS, which you guys have to understand. If the number up there is green, that is good. If it's red, it's bad. If it's white, it means nothing happened today. So there's nothing that should happen more with mortgage rates today. The PCE is coming out tomorrow, which is the preferred Federal Reserve inflation gauge. Let me pull that up right through here. That's not what we're looking for. Right through here. Here's what we're going to look for. So tomorrow's news, what we're going to have at the opening bell is the PCE is going to get issued. We're going to see how inflation is going. Most people are expecting this to tick up just a little bit. That might be a little bit of a pullback in the markets, depending on how hot it does come in. I'm expecting it actually to go up just a little bit as well, because that's my January effect, and I've been trying to prove it to you guys daily on my morning videos, especially when I'm going like this. The unemployment numbers, they're solid, man. They're solid. And I just saw some more numbers just come in from one of the news registries just now, and it's not as bad as a lot of people say. Right behind my head's GDP, and they're saying that's kicking as well. So the Federal Reserve in 26 days is really saying, like I was doing in my morning video today, kind of giving you guys all this data saying, what would you do? Would you cut in this market? I wouldn't cut, because inflation's over the 2%, and the jobs market isn't warranting a salvation in the markets. So right now there is a 94% chance Federal Reserve is not going to do anything in the next meeting. But we want to be concerned about is tomorrow. There is the PCE number on inflation. Let's see how. Whoa. Hold on. I wasn't following the stock market today. I was watching the bond market, and the bond market actually did really well. So we got the VIX up. Here's what I want to go over with you guys, folks. Let me see if I can go in and adjust my picture. Man, this is something you guys need to know. Right through here, Dow Jones is down 336, S&P down, NASDAQ down. This isn't not the Cinderella story I wanted, but the concern right through now is you see right above my head, there's a green number. It says up 105 or whatever. The number's 20. That's the VIX. That means the markets are getting really scared right now. I know what it is. Shoot, I forgot about this. I think we might be right here. We might be going to war or whatever with Iran. So that's what's upsetting the apple cart. So if we go over to this, I can guarantee you oil's up. Let's see, and that's shocking the markets. Yes, we got oil at 66. Remember, guys, I don't like oil over 65. This is not going to help the inflation numbers. So we're going to see how this plays out. And this is the really what's catalyzing, whatever that's a word, what's making the markets move right now. So that's not good news. Natural gas coming down, that's good news because natural gas is way up on the year. So the markets aren't looking that bad there. So basically all we have, let me see if we have any more questions out there. Let's see, 6% interest rate as a conventional, thinking of waiting till see 5.5 to consider refinancing. Good plan to wait until we reach 1% decrease or more. That's a fantastic idea. Here's the problem behind it is I have a couple buddies that have VA loans. One in particular, he has a VA disability, and so he doesn't have to pay any of the funding fees. It's kind of like, if you have a conventional loan. So it depends on a few things. How big a loan do you have, and how much are your closing costs? Okay, so think of it that way. If your closing costs are $1,000, and you can save $100 a month, and that's all your closing costs are. Okay, after 10 months, you're in the green. So keep paying the extra $100 a month. You'll pay off your house 4 or 5 years early, saving you $10,000-$20,000 in interest. These are the things that you look at. So if the cost is 5, 6, if you're in Texas, Florida, maybe the closing cost might be a little expensive. So you might have to wait for the rate to go down 2%. If you have a $100,000 loan, say if you have a $90,000 loan and your rate's at 7, it probably doesn't make sense to even refinance at 5.5. And I'll be one of the first ones to say it because it depends on what state you're in. But if it's going to take you 5 years to recover your cost, well, why do it? Dave Ramsey's thing, and I'm not really a pro advocate of David Ramsey. He says if you can recover your costs in a refinance in 2 years, that's your break-even point. I say a year. I'm cheap. I'll admit it. So, if I can recover my cost in a year, okay, cool. But here's what I want you to do to think about it. If you're a homeowner right now, refinance. If you can save $200-$300, I do an analysis every day, and there's one of our calculators does this. But keep making the same payment. Because what I ask a lot of people when we're doing a consultation, good thing for you guys out there too, if you're a loan officer, are you comfortable making the payment that you're paying? If the answer is yes, okay, refinance, but keep making that same payment. I got calculators here, I got calculators over there. It'll say, okay, here's how much money you would truly save over that time frame. So, check out those calculators. Let me see if I can find one for you real quick that I might be able to show you kind of a demo. If I can get in there real quick. Let's see. Refinance. Where's all access? Boot. Refinance. Here it is. So here's the calculator. So I'll just use what's on the screen. You have a person with a $265,000 loan. Rates at 7.125. I'm going to make this extreme just to show how kind of cool this thing is. Let's say you have a $440,000 loan. Because sometimes people don't realize how much, if you're comfortable making the payment you're paying now, how much continuing to make that payment would pay off your house, your loan. So go down through here. This person's at, let's say they closed the end of 2023. A lot of people are still out there with that. It's 7.75. Rates were at 8.2 in November and December of 2023. We'll go back there. We'll just leave it at that. Let's say your closing costs. We're going to make this a no-brainer. $2,500. In some states it is. Like Illinois, $9.95 in title fees. If you get an appraisal waiver, no appraisal needs to be done. You're in it for under $1,000. So when you're refinancing, if you have enough equity in your house, you might get what's called an appraisal waiver, which means you don't even need an appraisal. That saves you another $500-$600. So let's go through here and say this is $2,500 to do this. Current rate today is, let's go over here. I'm probably going to lose my spot. 6.05. Did I lose my spot? Yeah, I lost it. Okay. 6.05. 30-year term. I'm just going to clear out all this. And this is where I always get mixed up on where to do this. Okay, so go down here and click it. Okay, this person's going to save $500. This just happened to be the $500 a month. Okay, great news. They're $500 a month, $180,000 in savings, interest savings. And you're like, oh, that's fantastic. Wonder if we went over here and said, okay, let's apply all $500 to our payment. Let's keep making the same payment. So remember, a 30-year term is 360 months. Let's click. 186. What's that? 15-year term? So you just halved your mortgage and you saved $275,000 in interest. That's what I want you guys to do. So if you're struggling right now, I get it. You might be able to refinance and do some things like that. People are, they have a lot of equity in their homes. So look at some of those decisions. Does it make sense to do that? But these are just some of the tools that we have on our calculator. Grab them while they're free. Please give me your comments on these things. There might be some flaws in there. I'm not charging you guys. If you want to leave a donation, it's welcome. But check them out. Let me know your comments. I want to tweak these the best I can. If you're a loan officer, realtor, grab them. Use them. Put them to use. My whole goal is to spread the word out there to help people understand all of this stuff. So let's get back to the 97. 6.5 rate as a conventional loan. Thinking of waiting. My apologies. That you're the one that I just answered. So that is it. If you guys have any more questions, I would love to take anything else. But that's the conclusion for the day. Rates aren't moving. The PCE tomorrow, I'm expecting it to inflate just a little bit. So you might see a little pop in rates tomorrow. Don't freak out. I'm still saying, if you're at a rate in the 7s, reach out to us. Send us an email. Send me down below. You can find our emails or everything you need about us. Email me your mortgage statement. I'd love to send you a video back saying, okay, here's what the numbers look, and I'll give you my true comments behind it. I'm hoping to do this. I've been doing this for 35 years, hoping to get another 10 years out of me. So love to work with you. We're licensed in all 50 states as well as Puerto Rico, folks. And the cool thing about us here is, and this is why I'm here, I used to have my own brokerage for a while and things like that. It gets expensive and it's difficult. But the bank we're here is, they provide me a license in all 50 states as well as Puerto Rico. That is, it's fantastic. The coolest thing is, though, and they keep reaching out to us saying, what else do you guys need? What else do you guys need? We have almost 40 other lenders. And here's why we do this. And here's why I'm here. When you call in, I don't want to be at that bank. I don't want to be at that credit union. Yeah, I might have fantastic rates, but I can help a very minor amount of people. I want to be able to help you. If you call and need help, I want to be able to help you. I got programs like the 30-year conventional loan. I got jumbo rates. I got adjustable rates. If you're looking for an investment loan, DSCRs, do you even know what they are? Well, there's bank statement loans. If you make 1099, you're self-employed, we can help you. If it comes with a residential loan, I'd love to be able to try to work with you because we're set up with all these companies. So if the product's out there, I got it. And what we also do is we're set up with those 30 lenders or 40 lenders to help assure we can get you multiple rate quotes. Because like I said, let's say you go to that bank and you put in your application, okay, and then you go to that credit union and you put in that application, they pull your credit, and then you go over to Rocket Mortgage and they'll pull your credit. Then you go over to this rate place over here and they'll pull your credit. Now you got your credit pulled all these times. You're getting all these quotes and you're like, I don't have a clue. And then you're getting to get all these loan estimates. Are they accurate? You don't know that either. So if you want to work with somebody you can trust, that's why we call it true, because we only want to give you the truth. So I hope you learned something today, folks. Please share the word. I have over 7,000 videos down there, so there's got to be something down there that you can help you, help your staff, help your realtor base, help your clients. If you're a homeowner, home buyer, I'd love to help you as well. So if you're a mortgage team out there and you want to see how we do things here, if you're a mortgage team, a productive mortgage team, we're looking to bring on maybe a team or two. So reach out to me if you want to see how all this works. It's the best place I've worked in over 35 years, and I can honestly say that with certainty. So love to talk with you if you're in that position. Otherwise, if you're a homeowner, home buyer, hopefully you understand a little bit more about what's going to go on with these today and the whys behind it. And if you're out there and need some help with anything else, reach out to me. You can call, schedule an appointment, or even on our website, Ask Dan. And that's it for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you've got any other questions, please email me, text me. reach out to us. We'd love to work with you and at least help you understand all the business and basically from application to keys in your hand. So take care.